After the cancellation yesterday, we resume racing today with Stage 2 in the Women's Redlands Bicycle Classic. An incredible field assembled here in Redlands, and Frankie, they're ready to go racing.
Yeah, I mean, there's some very powerful and strong teams that have good sprinters and good climbers. But because of Oak Glen, the climbers are going to have to attack because they have to get the time gap now, because anybody relatively fast is going to be extremely dangerous with all the time bonuses that are on the line for the remaining stages. So it's a mountaintop finish. It's a day for the climbers.
First big preview of the race today for Stage 2 of the Redlands Bicycle Classic.
Through the neutral zone, the major teams kept the pace fairly high up at the front, preventing any moves from going away early. We saw a few brief attacks, but nobody was really able to get the help they needed to get a break going early on. Kept the race mostly together, and after the first lap, that allowed United Healthcare's Loretta Hansen to go to the front and win the first intermediate sprint of the day, and a close sprint with Rally's Sarah Bergen.
At the end of the second circuit, the first big move finally escaped, starting with 9 riders but eventually growing to 12. Bergen and Hansen both made the move and went again, approaching the second and final intermediate sprint, but it was Hagens, Berman, Superman, Starla Teddegreen that came through the line first, forcing Bergen to settle for another second as Hansen got pushed back to third.
Yeah, Teddegreen again showed her strength on the first KOM, where she opened up a little bit of daylight off the front. It was only Tipco's Emily Newsom that was able to come close to responding ahead of Leah Thomas in third. Teddegreen had no intention or interest in rolling that small gap she had established. She really just wanted to make sure she got those points and quickly went back into the group.
Then the big attack from Erica Clevenger from 2020 Pro Cycling Team that put the break on notice. As she flew away to establish a 40-second gap in the blink of an eye, I think this group was just a little bit too big for her comfort, plus she was facing stiff competition from the other big climbing teams like Rally and UHC, who both had 2 riders in there.
With all the sprints and KOMs behind him, it all came down to the big Oak Glen climb, where Clevenger started with a 55-second lead over the break.
Once they hit the climb, the break was absolutely shattered, with only Leah Thomas, Shania Paulus, and Sarah Bergen remaining together as they slowly reeled in Clevenger. Once the catch was made, Clevenger rode with the group for a while, but it was Bergen kept attacking, trying to keep the break away from a chasing group that had come out of the field and was quickly approaching the leaders now.
Now, the final 5K of this race was just awesome. While Sarah Bergen was attacking on the front, Leah Thomas sat on every move because she saw her teammate Katie Hall flying up behind him, trying to shake Rally's Sarah Poitevin off her wheel. Just before Hall made the catch, Bergen launched one last attack at the 2K to go side, desperately trying to stop Katie Hall from coming up behind her. Hall eventually did make the catch, caught on. There was a brief moment of calm while the riders waited for the next attacks. That allowed Edward Patel, of the Jack Crew cycling team to join into that group as well.
But Hall didn't wait too long, attacking at 500 meters to go and never looking back, crossing the line solo. Ahead of Patel in second and Bergen in third. The win.
Yeah.
So what was the difference between the 2 climbs, and what does it mean for you to take the yellow jersey today?
It's great. We had a couple cards to play today, and it just turned out that my card was the one that worked in the end. And I feel happy to take this jersey. I think it'll be some really aggressive racing this week, because there's a bunch of teams that have a bunch of 8 strong riders, and we have 6. So we're expecting some heat, but it should be a lot of fun. My team protected me the whole ride. I never had to hit the wind once until we hit the climb, so I just decided to see what I could do, and I was able to climb through the break, so it was good.
No surprise for the repeat winner on the podium, as Hall not only gets the victory but also a 16-second lead heading into Stage 3. Loretta Hansen and Sarah Bergen tie in the sprint competition, but because Hansen won one of the sprints, the tiebreaker puts her in the sprint leader's jersey, while Bergen picks up a 2-point lead over Katie Hall in the climbers competition.